What's up guys, this is Balázs from RacingBrick. Today I will show you two small creator sets that are part of a fairly new sub-theme, the Paris and London Postcards. The sets are rated 9+, piece count is 200 something for both, and the price is 15 euros or dollars. They will be both available from the 1st of August. London and Paris both already had architecture sets. Style is somewhat different with this postcard setup, and those had a much higher piece count and of course price as well. As you can see on the front of the boxes, the format is different. We have a brick built background for both to give us this postcard look, but otherwise most things are three-dimensional. On the back of the boxes we see a few highlights of the details and the location of the cities on a schematic map. Now let's see what we can find in the boxes. The contents are very similar. There are 4 numbered bags in each, some loose plates, a sticker sheet and a manual. I won't go into the building details as most things are clearly visible once they are completed, so here are the finished builds. The size of the background is the same for both, 18 studs wide and 12 studs high. The base is built sideways with lots of slot connections to hold the tiny builds, and there are some studs on the background as well. Here are the backgrounds. You can see that we have a simulated skyline as well with the different plates. I like that. There's also a small section of the Eiffel Tower here built in already. Now let's see the details of Paris first. This is the Arc de Triomphe or Arch of Triumph, located at the end of Champs-Élysées at the center of the Place Charles de Gaulle, surrounded by a massive roundabout that can trap you forever if you are not familiar with the local driving habits. There's a tiny brick-built car in front of it representing the traffic, and inside there's a small flame representing the eternal flame that burns at the tomb of the unknown soldier. We have tiny stickers on the front and on the sides as well. I think the essence of the monument is well captured. The bridge in the center is the Pont Neuf, which means new bridge, but it's actually the oldest standing bridge in Paris. The brick-built representation of the bridge has some very clever part usage. Despite the small scale, it captures the main shapes of the bridge very well. You can see one example of the famous bateau mouche, the typical sightseeing boats in Paris crossing below the bridge. The third section of the build is the Eiffel Tower. I like the part usage. The mudguard piece is brilliant. Unfortunately, the whole structure is very flimsy, difficult to set up properly and very easy to mess up if you touch the tower accidentally. We have a hot air balloon next to the cloud, which might be a reference to the biggest hot air balloon operated in Paris, although the color doesn't match. Or it might be a nod to the first hot air balloon flight that took place in 1783, although it was not in Paris but in Versailles, which is not that far. Now let's take a look at London. From left to right, the first building is mostly known as Big Ben, although technically it has the name of the Great Bell in it, and it is called the Elizabeth Tower. The construction details are great, and I especially like how the whole structure is represented at a 45-degree angle. The attachment method is really tricky. A single clip holds the whole assembly in place. The Piccadilly Circus is the next one, with its iconic video displays and neon lights, and the Lego version has a nice twist, as it is called the Brickadilly Circus. Apparently the Sound of Bricks is playing tonight, and you can buy some Lego fish and chips to eat after the show. This building is also angled. It is attached to the base with a single stud only. The third attraction is the London Eye. The curve stickers were not easy to apply on the tiles, but the build is pretty cool otherwise. The assembly is solid with some nice part usage. We have the superstructure and the cabins as well all around. There's a cool tiny double-decker bus in front of the wheel, which is very out of scale, but as the scene is a postcard, it doesn't really matter. So, here are the two built side by side again. I understand why these are released in the creator theme and not as architecture. The building experience is quite simple, but the end result looks nice. I think for this price they are okay. I'm not sure though who would be the target audience. I can imagine people buying these like real postcards as a nice memory about these cities after a visit. Their age rating shows 8+, which I think means here the complexity, or actually the lack of it, but I don't really think kids would ask their parents to buy these exact sets in a Lego store, and not these for example with a similar price tag. Well, these are not really play sets, but neither are these. Actually, you really need to pay attention to the handling, as some parts can fall off very easily. So, what do you think about them? Would you buy these sets for yourselves, or as a gift for a kid or an adult? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe with notifications, as more exciting LEGO videos are coming soon. See you next time, bye bye!